for the merchants. This video is going to be about when I had the opportunity to speak at the Darling Downs Correctional Center in Toowoomba, Australia, and shout out to the two people that made it happen. And that's Correctional Officer Howard Wenham of the Queensland Department of Corrections and now retired General Manager Greg Stevenson, who was the General Manager of Darling Downs and invited me to speak at his prison. Anyway, it was an unbelievable honor to do this. And of course, an opportunity to visit Australia, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I saw down there. And anyway, Mr. Stevenson, kind of rolled out the red carpet for me. I couldn't believe it. They shut the prison down, and they give me an opportunity to speak to the officers there, and they had afternoon tea, what they call afternoon tea, and it was a big spread, and they had the Queensland Department of Corrections representative that took photos and put the photos in their magazine, monthly magazine. And I even mentioned to Mr. Stevenson, I said, I'm only a correctional officer with California, right? And he says, no. He said, you came from a long ways away, mate, and we appreciate it. Well, anyway, I was given my little speech about how inmates traffic drugs inside Pelican Bay. Of course, in Australia, they use the same methods, so that was all nothing new for them until I came to the part where I started talking about the methamphetamine soaked postcards and letters. And that one they perked up on because they told me that they hadn't seen that. And I was really surprised at it. So anyway, I got into a little detail on what to look for because they are very difficult to detect. But one thing, like on the postcards, if you look at the postcard, on the face of the postcard, we didn't even detect a stain on it. And then, but if you turn the postcard sideways like this, you could see where it had been wet at one time, and that was an indication. Anyway, they were using those a lot in Pelican Bay. Anyway, so after I got done speaking at the prison, I stayed there in Toowoomba for a couple of days, and then we went back to Brisbane. And I thought what I would do is rent a car in Brisbane and drive all the way up the coast, all the way to Port Douglas. And of course, they drive on the other side of the road there. And I thought, well, that's no problem. And I just remember where I'm at. But it was a problem. And another thing that I wasn't used to was the roundabouts. They're not too much on stoplights, are they? Like to use the roundabouts, and I'll be damned if I could figure out who had the right of way. And I had a lot of people honking their horns at me in Brisbane until I could finally get out of there and get on the highway to drive up the coast. Anyway, Queensland is a beautiful place. It's we were right on the ocean, and we stopped in one small town after another, and it looked like something out of Hawaii. Just absolutely incredible. And actually, I started thinking about retiring down there until I realized that the only people with guns are the criminals. And another bad thing that they do down there is if someone broke into your home and you hurt them, you could be in a lot of trouble. And I thought that was troubling also. But anyway, getting back to going up the coast, we stayed in Noosa, which was beautiful town, and we rented a apartment there, right across the street from the yacht club, and we had dinner at the yacht club that evening, and they had two prices: a member price and a non-member price. Of course, we paid the non-member price, and then we went there the second night because it was so good. The hostess said, "Are you a member?" I said, "No, I'm not." And she said, "Well, are you staying here?" And I said, "Well, we rented an apartment across the street from you guys." And she said, "Well, I think you guys should get the member prices." And so they charged us the member price for dinner, and that was really good. Anyway, the next stop was a place called Mission Beach. Beautiful. We stayed in a resort that was built right into a hillside, and Dunk Island was right across from where we stayed. And they were having trouble with a bird there. They called it a cassowary. And you remember Sesame Street where they had Big Bird? Well, I think Big Bird was uh, they got the idea of Big Bird from this cassowary. This cassowary is big. I mean, it's like human size. Um, it's a prehistoric bird. They can't fly, um, but they have real long claws, and they have a beak that's like a hatchet. And they told us if you encounter one of these on a hike or anything, boy, try to get away from them as fast as you can, and put a tree between you and him or her, because they're going to come after you. And they have a really bad disposition. They seem to be angry about everything, and they don't like humans. Anyway, they even gave us a car cover for our rented vehicle because evidently the cassowaries, if they see their image in like the car door or anything, they'll attack it. They think it's another cassowary, and they'll damage a vehicle. So we went down to the beach, and there was no one there. Beautiful beach. And I later found out the reason no one was at that beach is because we were in the area where saltwater crocodiles hunt the beach. And I thought, oh my gosh, didn't tell us. So we went on and up the coast to as far as Port Douglas, and the whole time we're driving, you're trying to avoid the kangaroos. You hit one of those kangaroos, you're gonna ruin your vehicle, and if he's still alive, he'll probably attack you also. But we when I say we, it was I was married to my second wife. She's the one that destroyed a couple hundred of my photos from Mexico, Australia. Um, anyway, I guess she got angry about something, and getting back to Port Douglas, we rented or we took a boat out to the Great Barrier Reef. Incredible. It's took at least 20 minutes to get out there, maybe 25 minutes, and you go out. You actually go through the shipping lanes, and you're out there on the reef, and I would say the water was about 20 to 25 feet deep, where you could see the reef from the boat. So anyway, we did some snorkeling out there, and what was interesting is this happened about a year prior to us going down there is one of the tour boats that took people out to the Great Barrier Reef to dive. They did a head count when they were getting ready to leave, and evidently the people that did the head count wasn't too good in math, and they left 2 people out there. And they returned to the shore, and they didn't realize that there were 2 people missing until they did an inventory of their tanks and their diving tanks, and realized 2 of them were missing. And anyway, it was nightfall, and it was too late to go look for them then. And they had a search conducted next few days, and they found the tanks and the remainder of their wetsuits, but they never found them. And and when I was diving there, as I came up, I tried to picture what it would have been like for those people. And if the boat wasn't there, all you'd see is ocean. And they not only had to swim through shark-infested waters in the shipping lane, but even it'd be a miracle if they got through the shipping lane. But once they passed the shipping lane, they'd have the saltwater crocs to deal with. And, well, obviously they never made it. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, feather merchants, and I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. All right?